Hey, what's up, guys? Welcome back to the Prairie State Patriots YouTube channel. I'm here with another tabletop gear review. This is not a new product to me. I've actually been carrying this daily for the last, I'd say 3, maybe 4 years. If you recognize the sheath, you probably already know what this is. But it is the Leatherman Wave Multitool, or the Wave Plus, actually. And I do have the bit accessories and the extension in here. We'll get to that a little bit later, so I'm going to set that off to the side. But I do firmly believe that everybody, and I mean everybody, should be carrying one of these because you don't understand how often you will actually use this thing until you start carrying it. But aside from that, we'll get into it and I'll show some of the features of it. It does not come with this pocket clip on here. I bought that separate. I think it was about $20. And I do that because whenever I carry this, I do carry it in my pocket. I do not use the belt sheath. I don't like carrying the sheath on my belt, and that's just a personal preference. There's nothing wrong with that. So you see the pocket clip out here on the outside. We're going to start out here and work our way in. We do have a double-sided file. It is a cross cut on one side and a diamond file on the other. I have actually used this quite a bit for just squaring up small dings on other knives and things like that. So this actually has came in handy whenever I've been out doing various things and needing to just correct a small problem on a knife. I mean, I wouldn't do any major work with this. Now with this side, I actually have taken quite a bit of material off of a hatchet head before. It will work, it just takes a while, but it can be done. Across from that, we do have a serrated knife blade. Now these things come razor sharp out of the box. I don't know if you guys can see or not. I actually have taken a chip out of this blade. I don't want that to be anything negative against the quality of this tool. I don't remember exactly how I did it, but I'm pretty sure that this was a user error, not anything to do with the blade itself. But I don't really use that. I don't use the serrated blade that much. I will say, though, serrated blades are amazing if you ever have to cut any sort of heavy nylon webbing, so these do still come in handy. And then you have the standard knife blade, and these are all one-handed open, or at least the knife blades are with that hole. You can open those one-handed, and they do lock. All the outside tools are locking. But I believe this is a 420 high carbon steel blade. Just like the others, razor sharp out of the box. I've used this thing for all sort of just random daily tasks, and aside from just doing a couple of quick swipes on a stone, I've never really had to do too much to it. The edge retention's amazing, and the point on this thing, I mean, feels like a hypodermic needle almost. But it's pretty good quality. I enjoy it quite a bit. Then last but not least, on the outside here, we do have a saw blade. Just like I said with the file, I wouldn't try to use this for any sort of major work, but I've cut dowel rods, among other things, with this before, and it'll do what it's intended to do. It works. Small tree branches. If you are into trapping and need to do small cuts for traps, I think that's where this would shine, just for the saw blade itself. It is very useful for that. Getting into the inside here, you see the meat and potatoes of it, the pliers. Now the difference between the Wave and the Wave Plus are the wire cutters here. You can see that small nut, or excuse me, that small screw there. These wire cutters can actually be replaced if they were too dull or become broken. I'm not sure how much replacements are. I've never had to replace them, but I do know that is an option that Leatherman has. These are not spring-loaded. It's not a huge deal for me. I know some people that may be a deal breaker for, but the pliers are not spring-loaded. But I did think that was a nice feature. We've got these very aggressive teeth in here. The pliers themselves are very good. I do like that the tools are, the blades are on the outside of the handle. So whenever you open this, they're on the inside. It gives you these nice round edges to grip onto whenever you're actually using the pliers and really needing to clamp down on something. But the edges of these handles do have measurements on both sides to be used as a ruler. You have standard on one side and then metric on the other. And it's pretty simple to use. You guys will see these flat spots inside the handles here. You put those together, and then you have an 8-inch rule from end to end. As far as the tools inside go, I'm going to take them all out and just go through them one by one. I think that would be the easiest way. On this side, I do have a small flat pry bar. I wouldn't try to do any heavy duty work on this, but I mean, if you're prying open a paint can, something small like that, this would definitely do the job. I mean, nothing too fancy about it, but it works. The precision screwdriver. I never thought that I would use this that much, but wearing eyeglasses, I have actually used this quite a bit, and this is a double-ended bit. I can't get it out right now because there is a spring in there that holds that in place, but this does have a small Phillips head on the other end. This is the flat end. The scissors, another one of the tools that I have used extensively in this, and the scissors, I'll go ahead and lock these back. The scissors actually are spring-loaded, and all of these tools lock as well whenever you fold them out. There's a lock on the back there that releases it. But these scissors I've used quite a bit, and these are really come in handy. When you're done, you just fold the handle back up. What that does is it puts the sharp edges going back inside so it's not facing where your hand would be whenever you're cutting. Let's come over here to the other side. We have got your standard bottle opener, can opener, however you really want to use that. I think that's more of a bottle opener than a can opener, but I mean, I guess it could work if you really wanted it to for that. And that didn't lock because I have this open with it. It's keeping that lock pushed back just before anybody notices. See, now it's locked. But this is one of the shining points for the Leatherman Wave, and that is this exchangeable bit. Now, this comes with one flat bit in it. It has the flat head on one side and the Phillips on the other, but that is the size of a standard 1/4-inch bit, and that's very important. I'll show you why whenever we get to the extension. But as you guys just saw, I pulled that right out of there, so it is exchangeable for whichever one you may need. Now, the perk to buying these extra accessories here is Leatherman makes a whole host of these flat pack bits that will fit inside the sheath, just as you guys saw at the beginning of the video. They also make this knurled extension, and I found recently they do make a ratcheting extension, but I've never personally used that. It's a little bit bulky, so I don't know if it would fit inside this nylon sheath. This is the sheath that came with this tool. You can see it's a little worse for wear, but I mean, this is 3 years of use. And it had a strap on the back for it to be MOLLE attachable. I cut that off because I didn't have a need for it. Like I said, I don't normally carry this. If I do carry the bits with it, I'll carry the sheath, and I always have it in my backpack. But typically, on a day-to-day basis, I just use the pocket clip for this. But this is nice because this does accept standard 1/4-inch bits. So if you had like a small security bit set you wanted to carry around in like an EDC bag, you could use this with those regular 1/4-inch bits. As far as these flat pack bits are, you have several several flatheads that are I can't think of the word at the moment, guys. They're shaped like that. I can't think of the word. I'm drawing a blank. But then you have different size Phillips heads. You have Torx screws. Now, this Torx bit here, these are actually small enough for the screws you will commonly find on pocket knives. And I've used these a lot to work, do minor things on guns that have small screws on them. So this has really come in handy for basic maintenance of pocket knives and things of that sort. And then you have this other set that has another precision tip here. I've got some square bits on here and some hex bits. And I want to say that the bits and the extension, if I remember correctly, they were about $30. I'm not sure. It's been quite a while since I bought it. But with this extension, it just snaps into that spot, and then you can stick your flat bit into the 1/4-inch slot there. And typically what I'll do And this isn't something you want to put a lot of torque on because, you know, these joints are weak. But just to act as a handle, I'll put that as a right angle, and then I can use this whenever I'm using the extension. And what's nice is with this being knurled, you could use just the extension if you just needed a small handle for these bits. But like I said earlier, guys, this is something that I've carried almost daily for the last few years. I cannot recommend it enough. It's come in handy for all sorts of tasks on a day-to-day basis. I really firmly believe that everybody should buy one of these. I think at the time of making this video, these are, I want to say around $110, $115 maybe. I'm not sure. I looked the other day, I can't remember. As far as weight goes, this tool by itself with the pocket clip, which like I mentioned, it does not come with the clip, is about 8.7 ounces. If you put it in the sheath with the extension and the bits, it was a little over 13 ounces. It was not a full pound. It was quite a bit a ways from that. So it's not too heavy. If you just want to throw it in an EDC bag, it won't add too much weight. But I think this would be an incredibly valuable tool. Just not even for necessarily an emergency situation, just any minor thing you might encounter on a day-to-day basis. They do make this in a stainless version as well. Wow. They do make this in a stainless version as well. I just opted for the black because I thought it looked nice. But I appreciate you guys watching. If you enjoyed this video, hit the thumbs up and drop me a comment down below. Let me know what you liked, what you did not like, and what you would like to see in the future. Hit that subscribe button, and I look forward to seeing you guys in the next video. Thank you.